What's going on, guys? Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Coast to Coast Hoops and a great Saturday to start off your college basketball weekend. Today's show is, of course, brought to you by PickCity.com. Head over to PickCity.com to find your next best bet. Every league, every game, they have you covered at PickCity.com. I'm your host, Adam Danis from Go Gamer Sports and PickCity.com. Let's get right into it. So, guys, to start off this huge college basketball slate today on this beautiful Saturday. Like I said last week, getting back to normal with no more really cancellations with COVID. It's kind of slowing down as Gojo and I thought heading into the later months in the season, into February and then into March next month with the conference tournament starting and, of course, March Madness. First game today we're going to look at is St. John's traveling to Butler today at a -2 spread. Over under sitting at 139 today. You can find it also at 139.5, 139, 138.5, but I found it at 139 in my book. St. John's this year 11-2 when favored in games, 1-0 when favored on the road this year, and they're back to being fully healthy. This team is dangerous on the offensive side. Obviously, Champagne is one of the best scorers in the Big East, let alone in the country this year. He'll be in the NBA next year, of course. They're a solid offensive team. It's just the defensive side of the ball that is hurting them long term. Solid coach. He knows what he wants out of them. And like I said, they're back to being the fully healthy St. John's scoring offense that we know, that we've known for the past 2 years or so. Butler 2-11 underdogs this year. 1-4 when not favored at home. Losers of 7 of the last 10. And I just don't know if they have the offensive talent to keep up with the St. John's team today, who, like I said, has Champagne on the outside and just, again, fully healthy. That's a huge thing with St. John's. They haven't been healthy past 2 or 3 weeks, and now they're back fully healthy against a Butler team who's struggling. Like I said, losers of 7 of the last 10. So we like St. John's today on the -2 line. If you want to be a little juicy and hit the money line, go right ahead. That's probably the safer bet. But for us, we're going to take the -2 today. Next game, Towson travels to Northeastern today in a conference matchup. Towson -5. Over on the shooting at 133 today. Towson 9-6-1 against the spread when favored, and the margin of victory sitting at right around 9.2 in those games. On the road, they're even better. 4-1-1 as a favorite on the road, and winning those games by an average of over 12.5 points. They travel to a team in Northeastern today who is 3-7 against the spread when playing at home, 4-9-1 against the spread when underdogs, and which is last in the Colonial Conference. 1-3 also against the spread with underdogs at home this year. No home court advantage for this team today. I think Towson comes in and trolls them. I think -5 is pretty generous today for this Towson team. I think this is a 10-point victory today by Towson. Again, getting into tournament play, conference tournament play, they're going to need to start playing their best basketball coming on the stretch, trying to get that 1-2 seed in the conference, and then obviously a bid for March Madness. So again, we like Towson here on the -5 spread. Again, another strategy today is maybe look for a live bet if you don't want to lay the 5. Maybe Northeastern gets out to a 6-2 lead, 7-2 lead, and the spread drops down to 2.5, 3. Maybe you can jump on it then. But we like Towson early today at -5. Next game for us is the Dayton St. Louis game. St. Louis, of course, a different team at home this year. 8-4 against the spread when at home. 7-4 against the spread when favored at home this year. have won 6 of their last 8, including 4 in a row, covering in 3 of those 4 wins. St. Louis did lose to Dayton in Dayton, but again, St. Louis just a better team, different team at home this year, playing a Dayton team who is 3-3 against the spread on the road, 1-2 against the spread as a road dog this year. Um, as well as having a couple bad losses on the road, which include losses to Ole Miss and George Mason. St. Louis fighting for a bid in the March Madness this year. Obviously, in a tough division with Dayton in the A10. Dayton to me is kind of like Davidson's little brother. They shoot the ball somewhat well from the three, but they're also streakier than Dayton than Davidson. Sorry, so Dayton really, if they're going to stay in this game, need to hit the three ball consistently and often. And I don't know if they could do that today in a tough place to play in St. Louis. St. Louis, one of the better home teams that I've watched this year in the conference. I think they take care of business with this 4-point spread today. So St. Louis at -4 is the play. Notre Dame, one of the hottest teams in the country today, one of the hottest teams in the ACC. Notre Dame 8-2 last 10 games, 5-1 last 6 road games, and are now 8-3 in conference play. Kind of a surprise team this year. I know they're in the ACC. No, ACC is kind of down this year. Bad loss to Duke at home. We know what Duke is, though. They're top of that conference. Notre Dame's right behind them. NC State, man, bottom feeders in that conference, and that's saying a lot. And seeing how bad the ACC is this year, NC State loses 5 of the last 6, all in conference play. 1-8 last 9 home games, and of course, they're home today against Notre Dame. NC State, the surprise favorite at -1. I like Notre Dame today. It's not plus money, unfortunately, at -106. But we're gonna roll with the point here. Take Notre Dame at +1. And I lean the under in today's game. I think today is going to be kind of a slugfest for most of these teams. 144 just seems a little too high today. I don't know if both or either team get to 70 points today. Selecting under as well in this Notre Dame NC State matchup, but Notre Dame's just too hot for me not to take them today in this 1-point game. Like I said, winners of 8 of the last 10, which is, and this stat right here is even more important or surprising to me in this Notre Dame team. They're 5-1 last 6 road games. We've known Notre Dame to be a great home team this year, but they're coming on strong on the road as well. Winners of 5 of the last 6. NC State, the total opposite, just not a good home team. I don't know if it's just not a good fan base, if they don't have any emotion or grit and grind when they get to the home court and they don't feel any different. But they're playing worse at home, which is surprising to me in an ACC conference. Like I said, 1-8 in the last 9 home games. So again, this fits that model. Notre Dame travels to NC State today on a 1-point spread, so we'll take Notre Dame at +1. To wrap up the show today, I know it's a quick one. Scojo is unfortunately off today. We'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow as well for a shorter Sunday slate. But we do have one parlay for you today. I know you guys like those. We hit, I think, the last 2 of the last 3 on the show. Our parlay today is Davidson, Ohio, Xavier, Auburn, and Tennessee at -107. Basically even money. I think all these teams roll today. Again, like I keep repeating myself, huge games today on these Saturdays and Sundays are pretty important for conference play, getting into conference tournament time coming up. You know, finish high in the season with all these teams today. Davidson, Ohio, Xavier, Auburn, and Tennessee all playing lesser matchup, lesser grade teams in their conference today. Davidson playing George Washington, Xavier playing DePaul, Auburn playing Georgia, Tennessee playing South Carolina. All these teams should win pretty easily today. And I like the number at -107. Okay, guys, so to recap, St. John's at -2, Towson at -5, St. Louis at -4, Notre Dame getting the point, but we like them to win today at -106. And of course, a 5-teamer for you guys with Davidson, Ohio, Xavier, Auburn, and Tennessee all on the money line today at -107. And yeah, that will do it for me today, guys. Have any questions, hit me up on Twitter at @GoGet'em_sports, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.